So guys, I have my PWA Studio installed and my Magento is running in Docker Compose, and then I have my PWA Studio running in localhost. Here I have my PWA Studio, and if I go to here, it's running locally and it's working fine. In my previous video, I've explained the file override method recommended in the PWA Studio documentation. However, in this video, I'm going to use another method to override components and files using Webpack hooks. Using this method, you're not going to override core PWA Studio files. So here I have my modified footer component. As you can see, I've used the CMS content block to render my footer content. Keep in mind the footer module CSS file import. In my last video, the way I modified my footer was to copy all the content PWA Studio core footer files to my new component directory. So to start, we are going to open local-intercept.js file and create an entry to tap into Webpack compiler hook in PWA build pack. And then I'm going to assign new file map object to the compiler. First, let's create a plugin to map original files with new overriding files. Plugin will tap into normal module factory hook in Webpack. I'm going to create the new module override plugin in my plugins folder. And I'm going to speed up the process. I'll add the link to my GitHub repository in the description below. Next, let's import the module override plugin to our local intercept. Once that's done, we are going to create file map object that contains the file map. Before that, I'm going to call new module override plugin inside Webpack compiler tab and apply the mapped object to the new module override plugins prop. Now let me go to my new footer directory and remove all the other files except for the footer.js file. And then I'm going to map PWA Studio footer component with my new footer.js file. And if I test now, it should work. Okay, so we have an issue. It's not updating the content in the new footer file. So if I check my local intercept, I've passed the wrong argument to Webpack hook. It has to be compiler that I need to pass. And if I test now, it should work now. Awesome, it's working as expected. Let's override the header too. Let's map the header.js and header module CSS files and make the modification. I'm going to add static header links to my menu instead of GraphQL call. Create a new directory called lib under src and add use megamenu.js and megamenu.data.js files. Or you can copy it from megamenu talons. If you look at the PWA Studio megamenu talons, you can see how the core file run the GraphQL query. So we are going to assign our megamenu object to the data variable in our new use megamenu file. This megamenu data file will contain our static megamenu object. Let's import megamenu data object to our use megamenu JavaScript file. And I don't think I need a category URL suffix. I will leave it empty. So if I go to front end and refresh the site, you can see it's pulling the static content for the header. So guys, that's it for this video. I recommend to use this method rather than calling each component and put it in your search component directory. I think this method is far better to override your original files.